With us in the studio is Tiny Tim.
Morning again, Mr. Zimmerman. Nice being on your show once more.
Thank you. Tell us all about the circus.
The Great American Circus, right, two shows at the Pulaski County J.C. Fairgrounds, 4:30 and 7:30, sponsored by the Somerset Kiwanis Club, and once more with my tour manager here, Miss Terry Diedrich.
Good morning to all your listeners.
Before we wrap things up here, could you tell me about your early days, like at the Fillmore East and West? Was that incredible or what?
That was in '68 when I was hot, and it was. I tell you, it was unbelievable there, and as well as Fillmore West in San Francisco. '68, '69 were two top years. Thousands were waiting at the airports.
And it was not only the middle age, or it was all ages.
Right.
Almost like a circus. You saw all ages.
Right. Unbelievable. But of course they were wondering, what is a creature from Mars? That was the difference. But, you know, as time went on, I think, oh, Christ, I just can't complain. And, you know, it took fire. And
you also had a nice little stint in Las Vegas.
That was in '68 of August, a week there. I got telegrams from Colonel Tom Parker and Elvis Presley, Rudy Valley, Fred McMurray, and so many others.
That was a wonderful time in history. And I understand you have a country song for our listeners.
This one here is really a classic, and thanks for permitting me to do it. This great song in '33 was the #1 song, I'm not exaggerating, by Bing Crosby. I'm heading for the last roundup. La-da-da-dee-da-dum, la-dum. Gonna straddle old Pains for the last time in ride. So long, old pal, it's time your tears were dry. I'm heading for the last roundup. Get along, little doggy, get along, get along. Get along, little doggy, get along. Get along, little doggy, get along, get along. Get along, little doggy, get along. I'm heading for the last roundup. To that faraway ranch of the boss in the sky, where the strays are counted and branded, there go I. I'm heading for the last roundup. Get along, little doggy, get along.
Thank you very much, very much. That's nice. And once again, could you run over some of the acts that are going to be at the Allen C. Hill's Great American Circus?
We have great acts there. 3 fantastic clowns, Mr. Lucky, a midget clown, Happy Harry and Chico, and the fabulous Roberto Torres drinking tequila up there on the high wire, the great Mr. Billy Martin, great ringmaster, Dick Colreiser, America's favorite dog catcher, and, of course, straight from the heart of Africa, Mambo Bambo, the almost human gorilla. And there's Bobby Fairchild throwing knives at his wife in a whirling dervish of fire, the unbelievable Miss Noella on her head, and there's fantastic Jose Torres with his juggling, among many great acts. Tim Frisco, his 2 fantastic elephants, and many others. Midway opens 1 hour prior to the showtime with old-fashioned rides and concessions.
In fact, I think Mambo Jumbo may have even worked here at one time.
And Castro John is there, not with the Wheel of Fortune, but the Wheel of Death, climbing 25 feet to the top of the tent blindfolded as that wheel spins.
You played, you were, I guess, several times on Laugh-In, Rowan and Martin. Unfortunately, was it Dan?
Right.
Dan Rowan just passed away a couple of days ago. And also on the Johnny Carson show. And that most memorable was your marriage. I think that was December 17th, 1969?
That's absolutely correct.
To a beautiful...
Right, but now she got married a 3rd time. I am happily married to another beautiful young woman, Miss Jan Allwise from Valley Stream, New York. She looks like 20, she's about 36. And also, I say, beautiful woman. And
does she have a sister?
Well, no, she doesn't. Her brother's a lawyer. And the fact that beautiful woman, I mean that. Thank you, Ms. Stevens. She's right.
Yes, she is absolutely
and I'm not trying to I really meant that. If she wasn't, I would have said it. But I believe she's more beautiful than Miss Vicky. And Miss Vicky was very beautiful. I'm not going to say no. And she has her own, she's a great artist, great commercial artist. She lives in her own apartment and visits me here and there. But she's a beautiful, if you come down tomorrow, I'm going to the next town, I think it's Glasgow.
Glasgow, well, that'll be a nice reunion. And getting back to your first marriage, you had a daughter.
Miss Tulip. Unfortunately, Miss Vicky has abandoned her since she was 14 years old. She doesn't want to be with me. She knows where I am. So basically, Miss Vicky got married again, and I already am an illegitimate grandfather, unfortunately, because she had a kid at 15, which was early in the year.
Oh, well, things happen.
Well, I pray that she finds the light.
Well, I'm sure that hopefully she will. I know I've seen the light today. Could you bless us with that old standard? I've been waiting for it all day.
And Mr. Zimmerman, thanks for having me on your show. And oh, tiptoe by the window, that's where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Tiptoe by the shadow of a willow tree. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Mr. Zimmerman, thank you. It's a pleasure being on your show.